Welcome to Relationship Codes. I am Kevin C. Bozeman, Coach Bose. I am your certified personality temperament expert, elite relationship coach. And I'm here with my girl Kasha B's in the house today.
Hey, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. I am Kasha Bailey. I am the virtual business concierge. So I am super excited to be here today.
Yes. I know you've been out there, traveling all over, helping people,
Mhm.
just the type of person you are, which is why you are a virtual assistant concierge
Yes,
in helping
concierge.
people. Yeah, I know, right? Right. So
Ah,
that's very important because that really leads to the topic that we're gonna be
mhm.
focusing on.
Yes.
What we're gonna break it down into three-part series.
Yeah, we're breaking it down today. So we are going to break down some hidden principles to make every kind of relationship thrive, right? So we're
Yes.
going to dive into three laws, which are the law of significance, the law of the big picture, and the law of Mount Everest. And we're going to break it down into three different episodes. So um, they really are written for leadership success, but today we're unpacking how these apply to
Yep.
relationships that shape our lives both personally and professionally. So, how to build better work relationships, personal relationships, and really just more trusting client relationships. So, that's what we're going to talk about over these next three series.
Good. And I really love it just because I've been a part of some very successful platinum performance type of teams. I'm talking about winning state championships. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about Rose Bowl championships. I'm talking about being coached by people with Super Bowl rings. I'm not talking about one, two, three, but I'm talking about
Right.
four. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about taking them same principles to the boardroom and building
Yep.
court run schools, putting
Mm-hmm.
families together, keeping marriages together, effectively partnering businesses to collaborate during the toughest times like COVID. And so
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be really exciting and right here in my wheelhouse. So look, let's jump into it. So we have the relationship codes. There's three laws that you should be taking a look at, and the very first law when you want to build an unbreakable love or relate or partnership is the law of significance. Okay. And the
Mm-hmm.
law of significance simply says one is too small of a number for love to last. And a lot of people think, when they run into some tough situations, it's really all about breaking up families, uh, playing with the kids and keeping them from the dad, playing with the kids, keeping them from the mom, not even effectively getting hurt and turn into all types of alternative relationships when the main challenge or problem is not plugging into systems that teach you how to be successful in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first coaching point number one is real strength comes from connection,
Okay.
not control.
Mm-hmm.
And most people try to control the narrative because they don't really know how to connect. And so love was never meant to be a solo mission. And so successful relationships, they not built by one person. It's built by two people following the same purpose.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people don't know what their purpose is.
Agreed.
They don't know what their purpose is. I'm gonna take a quick uh, reflection. So when I was an area director and worked with over 18 chapters who had multiple businesses in there. So at one time, I worked with about 156 businesses,
Mm,
helping them grow during COVID.
right.
So there was businesses that closed, and those businesses that closed, they was all about trying to do everything themselves.
Yes.
Okay. They wanted to do the books by themselves. Then they wanted to, maybe they thought if they laid off a few people, they could still continue to do it by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a couple of businesses that I worked with. One was an electrician,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was one was a plumbing company. They actually merged during COVID
Oh, wow.
because the plumbing company kept running into their clients always asking about electrical work.
Yes.
And the electrical company kept running into people every time they would go do electrical work. Do you know a plumber?
Mm-hmm.
So them two merged
It's
together.
a perfect marriage.
It was a perfect marriage. They combined their two businesses together and figure out how they was going to split. See, now that was the work.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to split it?
Right.
How are we going to work together? So they came together and they got a consultant and they worked on putting their businesses together. And to this day, they dominate the market in the Midwest.
Wow. That's
And
amazing.
and that's an example of effectively
Mhm.
partnering with people.
Yes.
And so I know that you are a virtual assistant concierge, and I know you work with businesses all over.
I do.
What's something that, from now, that's a business side of it. What are
Mhm.
some of the things that you see that people are struggling with in the professional arena?
Just sometimes recognizing that they need help and trying to figure out what that help is. But mostly it's just systems. Everything is built on systems. And that's, you have systems across relationships, across, personal relationships, but also, business relationships and helping to grow businesses. So I help people really with their systems that they have in place, how
Okay.
to kind of grow them and to work more efficiently within them.
Okay. That's good. That's good because love relationships is the same way.
Hmm.
So just like those, that plumbing company and that electrical company came together,
Yes.
I have seen my business coach, her and her husband work together.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaires.
Right.
I watched them help their daughter. Their daughter got married. Her and her husband worked together.
Mm-hmm.
Millions. I watched the son, them help the son.
Mm-hmm.
He started getting bags, got a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They coached them through to make sure that it was a good fit. Now they're engaged and getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Them two work together. She helped him. Millions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a great model in my business coach on how to work together as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily about love. It is about love, but it's
Yeah, but
more
it's about the
it's more so
partnership.
about the partnership and the
Yeah.
purpose. You
Yeah, because
can't.
you don't necessarily have to have that commitment like in marriage, but just having the commitment in the relationship of building that partnership together.
That's where the commitment needs to be. It's not about laying up in the cools and riding the candy cane. It's that's all fine, that's good, but what is the purpose? What are y'all really focusing on? What are you really, because the purpose is what lasts. That's the secret sauce. And a lot of people
Mhm.
get caught up on the physical trap side of the stuff, and then they go in with the wrong expectations. They gotta be, making 250,000, and he has to do this and pay all the bills, and on the first date, and I'm listening to all this mess. I'm like, that has nothing to do with having a successful relationship. Like, that's like,
But it's all in what you you see and know, though. You know, so a lot of
Right.
times people are going into the types of trying to find that security. You know, that's where it all stems from. It's that
That's
security
where that stems
blanket.
from. Trying to find
Yeah,
security.
yeah, just the security behind it. But there are there are ways that sometimes people just got to unpack what they have going on, right? And that's what
Right,
we always
right,
talk about, going back to unpacking you. But then the the qualifications
right,
that people, and it comes from both sides, right? So you got men having the women got to be this, that, and the other, and then the women say, well, the men have to be this, that, and the other. So a lot of times superficially, but when
right,
you break down the your purpose and what you're trying to grow, that's where you look to find those types of people that will help. You know, you can agree on a purpose together and then grow from there. So it's just
right,
a training behind how to look for that person, because there are qualifications regardless, like
right.
you
That's
know,
true. There are
regardless of,
qualifications
you know,
regardless.
if
Yep.
they're superficial, if they're um, non-superficial, if they're business minded growth, if they're family minded growth, if you know, so like everyone has kind of like their qualifications, but it's taking the superficial qualifications out and what can we do together to kind of build this up.
Right, right. Because one of the qualifications, like you said, that I wanted, and when I got married, and let me tell you, my wife is she all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I needed to marry a systems person
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a big picture thinker.
Right.
I need somebody that can see my vision and help me break it down and organize it and put it into some systematic type
Mm-hmm.
stuff so that
Mm-hmm.
it can run automatically. Like
Right.
my business coach,
Right.
like they family,
Yep.
like any successful business, they gonna tell you got to have systems in place
Mm-hmm.
so that you're not trading dollar for hour, right?
Right.
And
Yep.
so I do understand those particular qualifications,
Mm-hmm.
which actually is going to take me to coaching point number 2, and that
Mm-hmm.
is your partnerships really thrive on participation,
Mm-hmm.
and that healthy love is really a team effort, like understanding how both people communicate. That's that unpacking part.
Mm-hmm.
How do we communicate? How do we collaborate? How do we contribute? Where are we at emotionally? Where are we at mentally? Where are we at spiritually? And then you kind of really look for the cracks already in your foundation so that you can cover them, patch them things up, repair those things before
Mm-hmm.
you get into a pressure type situation. And there's a scripture that even talks about the purpose of effectively partnering, whether it's on business side or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's on an intimate side. And it says, it even lines up biblically, that particular law. It says, I'm gonna read it from the new international version. I kind of like that. It says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either one of them falls down, the other can help them up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, focusing on working on yourself, that's fine. Do that. We all need good mental health. We
Mm-hmm.
need that. We need that. We need that. You need to be healthy. You need to be a whole single. And if you're not a whole single, you shouldn't be looking to get into no romantic relationship anyway. Focus on your business and learn how to effectively partner with people so that you can
Right.
grow and help each other get a good return on your money.
Mm-hmm.
If you making, and I'm gonna be generous, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you making 75,000, 100,000 this year, and 7 years down the line, you still making 75,000, 100,000. Not there's nothing wrong with that, but as the economy grows, your dollars need to grow. That's just an indication that you may not be very good at effectively partnering. It's like what you said. They may just be into the security and being into the having the security. Is that what you called it in the relationship? Looking
Yeah,
for
that's just that security. And you know, sometimes it's like, you know, the financial security, sometimes it's the emotional security, sometimes it's, you know, and I think that kind of trends for both for men and women. You
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
think there are certain things that you look for. But, you know, I like your point as to, you know, in personal and in business, understanding you and taking care of you, taking care of your systems and making sure that you are flowing properly so that you can effectively partner with that, you know, other business, like the electrician and the plumber you talking
Yep.
about, you know, being able to effectively partner. And then now you're coming up with a plan, even, I mean, and it's not being perfect because
Right.
nobody is perfect, right?
That's
But
right.
it's understanding how you flow and your communication style and how you can partner with someone and also understand their style of communication. But a lot of times people don't know how to communicate to begin with, and that's life. You know, so
That's
people
right.
have to learn how, like, people have to effectively learn how to argue. Like there's different conversations and different techniques that go, the systems that go into all of those things.
That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good. Which leads to coaching point number 3.
Hey, look at that. Lay it right into it.
Look right into it. I know, right? Isolation is the enemy of intimacy. And when you stop sharing your thoughts, your dreams, or even your struggles in a relationship, or you isolate yourself, the next relationship you get into automatically weakens, and you don't even know it.
Hmm.
And the reason being is because you've built up this callous on your heart. And every partnership that you go into with the lack of information on how to build the partnership, even before you get there, your callus gets harder.
Hmm.
So now you less tolerant in a relationship. So now you're not going to do this in a relationship. And that very thing you're not going to do is the very thing you need to do in order to make it work.
Hmm.
Now that don't mean going out and all y'all focusing on is bad etiquette. You know, I'm trying to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? I be trying. You know, that's y'all main focus is bedroom etiquette. Okay, y'all ain't talked about. Uh, uh, you know, it's one thing to be vulnerable and it's another thing to be naked. Now, I'm not talking about being naked, putting all your stuff out there, but I'm just talking about certain things that you good at it that you're not good at. Like I told my wife, I had a very difficult time seeing things sometimes that's directly in front of my face
Hmm.
because I'm a vision person. I miss those things that sometimes that's directly in front of my face.
Hmm.
And I need you to help cover me because you'll see it because she sees those things this up
Hmm.
close. I don't.
Hmm. Right.
I mean, I can be looking at a computer screen 15 minutes for something and I'm like, I just can't find this button. And she'll come right over and she'll be like,
Like,
there it is right there. And it's right there in front of my face.
yeah.
And it's so frustrating because I just don't see it. But I have accepted that that's where I need to ask for
Hmm.
help.
Hmm.
I know that's not a major strength. Would I have found that button or would I have found that icon? Probably,
Eventually,
but we
right.
don't know if it would have took an hour or two or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
But it was something that she instantly came right over and saw like in 5 seconds.
Because you were focused on what you were trying to accomplish, not necessarily looking at all aspects to help you accomplish what you were trying to do.
Exactly. That's exactly. And that's how
Hmm.
partnerships are supposed to work. And so I trust, I trust my partnership. I trust my wife. Even in business partnerships that I have, There's a level of trust. There's a level of things that you have to work on building because, they may have some similarities that you have.
Right.
You got to go to the other partner.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid both of y'all have division, but y'all don't see stuff that's right in front of you.
Right.
You got to trust the people that can see the stuff right in front of you to help you put the
Yeah.
systems in place. And that's really why you need coaching. And that's why you need a virtual assistant.
Right.
To help put them things in place. And so
Yeah.
that was good. So our next series, we gonna be talking about the second law.
Yep. The law of the big picture.
The
So
law of the big picture.
Yeah. The
Look, that's
goal
gonna be
is
real
more
good.
important than the role.
Ooh, say that one more time.
The goal is more important than the role.
Ooh, that's gonna be real good. That's gonna be real good. Hey y'all, that's our time. Hey, thank y'all for joining Kasha B and myself. We appreciate that. This was fun. Look, tune in to the next law. We're gonna drop nuggets and wisdom down, and make sure you share and like this, or put a comment in and ask your question into the chat, because we like to continue to share and give people outside the bedroom etiquettes for relationship codes. All right, that's our time, y'all.
On that
Hey,
note.
y'all take care. All right.